Hello children, welcome back to Accounts is Easy. I hope you're doing well, are healthy and happy. We are continuing in the series Fundamentally Strong. Yes, we're doing partnership fundamentals. Yes, all the concepts in one place. So I hope your journey so far is going good. You've watched the earlier videos. Yes, good. That makes me happy. Today we are going to deal with interest on capital, the various cases. Yes, in the previous video we had done some calculations. How to calculate interest on capital. Now we are talking about the treatment. The treatment meaning interest on capital is usually an appropriation, right? Meaning if there is profit, we give interest on capital. No profit, no interest. Simple hai na? Now understand. In case your partnership deed says something otherwise meaning it says clearly interest on capital to partners is to be provided even in case of loss. Then it becomes a charge against profit. Correct? It does not remain an appropriation. It becomes a charge. जैसे कि बाकी चीजें देते हैं salary to people, I mean your employees, advertisement, depreciation, all these are charges against profit. Similarly, your interest on capital becomes a charge against profit. So it will be going to your profit and loss account, not real appropriation account. So those are the various things. And one more thing is, if your profits are insufficient, if you have a loss, what will be your treatment? So let us take all those possible cases and be very thorough with it. Okay, let's start the fun. Okay, the sum is ready for you. Question says, three partners, A, B, C, sharing profits and losses as 3:2:1, start their business on 1st April 22 with capitals of 1,80,000 and 60,000 respectively. The rate of interest on capital is 10% per annum. Okay, now see, we will be going ahead in all the cases with the same information here. This information will remain the same and we have various cases here. Alright, so case 1 in this case is profit for the year is 90,000. Okay, so we are set here in the first case. Now we have to see first thing, how much is interest on capital going to come. Capitals, opening capital 1,80,000 and 60, and the rate is 10% per annum. Nothing is changing during the year. So interest on capital will be for A 10% of 1,10,000, B 8,000, C 6,000. And if we add all of this, the total IOC is going to come as 24,000. Now that we have 24,000 here, and my profits are 90,000. My profits are way beyond, more than the available, required IOC that I need to give. So how will we distribute the profits here? The question is, how are we going to deal with the following situation? So let us talk about everything. Will they be allowed interest completely? Yes, because profit for the year is 90,000, which is more than the total of the interest on capital. Very good. So it covers your profit, are sufficiently covering your appropriation. Only one appropriation we have here. So here you will be allowing them interest, and out of the profits, 24,000 go away as IOC. What is left is 66,000. This is the divisible profit. Divisible profit 66,000 hai. This will be going in the ratio, profit sharing ratio, which is 3:2:1. 3:2:1, 33,000, 22,000 and 11,000. That this is also distribution of profit. Now it depends. Your questions might ask you past necessary journal entries for this, or appropriation of profit in this case. So what are the journal entries that you will give? First thing, to bring the divisible profit for appropriation. Okay, if you ask journal, please understand what are the journal entries you are supposed to give. PL to PL appropriation 90,000. Then IOC is allowed to A's capital, to B's capital, to C's capital, 24,000 in all as 10, 8 and 6. Then we close the interest on capital account. Interest on capital will be debited to PL appropriation. It's an appropriation. So to IOC, 24,000, 24,000. Done? Then we are also supposed to pass entry for this. What is the entry for this? I am writing here. Okay. PL appropriation debit, the remaining 66,000 divisible profit, and it goes to A, B and C. Okay. I hope the board is visible. It's to A's capital, B's capital and C's capital. 33,000, 22,000 and 11,000. These will be all the necessary journal entries. Done. If you're asked to show PL appropriation account, you will show the PL appropriation account. We have already done that, right? This will be all the effect of these entries here. PL credit you will show by PL account, PL appropriation account here. You will show by PL account 90,000. Then on the debit side you will show to IOC 24 and to partners capital divisible profit. So now you know whatever you are asked to make, you will be able to do it, right? So please take a screenshot of this and we move to the next case. Okay, now let's take the next case, which is saying profit for the year is 24,000. Okay, now in this case, I've already written interest on capital. The calculation doesn't change, it remains the same, 24,000, like in previous case. The profits here just barely cover my interest on capital. So will I be able to give them interest on capital, or do I have to share this profit in the ratio 3:2:1? What am I supposed to do? My profits are first to be diverted towards interest on capital, because that is what they're supposed to get first. If there is anything left, they get indivisible share, 3:2:1. Here, 24,000, the entire profit will go away in providing interest on capital. Right? Nothing left to be shared in the share of profit sharing ratio. So here my profit is equal to IOC. So it is simply going to be given, the partners are supposed to be given IOC as they were supposed to get 10, 8 and 6. 24,000, right? Of course, the entries of transferring profits is already there. That's it. Just 2 entries. So before this, you would have done PL account to PL appropriation, 24,000, 24,000. You distribute the IOC and everything is over. Your PL appropriation closes. Nothing else, right? So this is what you are supposed to get. This is what is the entry for giving the interest. This is for bringing the profits, and PL appropriation to IOC. If you do 24,000, everything is done and set. Alright. So in some cases you will have profits exactly just equal to your appropriation. So give the appropriation. Nothing is left for divisible. Okay, fine. No problem. Okay, take this down. We go to the next case. Case 3. Profit for the year is 12,000 only, and interest on capital is 24,000. Okay. So what do? My profit is less than the appropriation. Will I be able to give the appropriation? No, not completely. Okay. Appropriation in itself means distribution of available profits. I don't have 24,000. How can I give them interest on capital 24,000? But that does not mean I can't give them anything as interest. Of course I can. Up to 12,000, up to available profits, I can definitely distribute to them this 12,000 as interest on capital, not in the ratio of their profit sharing ratio. Why? because interest comes first. Simple, as we did in the previous case. So how much interest will each one get out of 12,000? Of course, in the proportion of their capitals, right? Their capitals are in the ratio of 1 lakh, 80,000 and 60,000. So the capital ratio is 10:8:6, or you can say 5:4:3. We just reduced the capital to the lowest form. That's it. So capital ratio is, why am I giving in the capital ratio? Because they're supposed to get interest on capital on the basis of their capitals only. Okay. So now this 12,000 will be distributed in the ratio of capitals, which is 5:4:3, and 5 plus 4 plus 3 is 12. So 5,000 to A, 4,000 to B, 3,000 to C. That's how it goes. Alright, so they will get interest at this. So here basically whatever appropriation they are getting is simply credited to their partners' capital accounts. That's it. So if I'm making my PL appropriation, suppose I'm not passing the journal entries, PL appropriation account, I will write here by PL, 12,000 is available. Of course, I'm not giving them the entire interest on capital, so I show it as 2 partners' capital accounts, A, B and C, 5, 4, 3, 12,000, and my PL appropriation is closed. Yeah, that's it. No interest on capital or anything like that. If your appropriations are more than your available profits, you simply take out the lump sum what they're supposed to get and distribute in their ratio of appropriation. That's it. Okay. Of course, we will take sums where we will have more than one appropriation as well, meaning some are getting interests, all are getting interest maybe, one is also getting a salary, someone is getting a commission, things like that. It's a jumbled up thing. So we will have to find out, okay, who is supposed to get how much. We'll take that kind of sum as well. Let's move on to case 4 for now. Yeah. The firm, okay, this is case 4. Firm earns 0 profits, meaning no profit, no loss. Okay, it can be given like either of this. Firm earns 0 profits, and it can be given as no profit, no loss. No profit, no profit, no interest on capital. I don't have any profits. What will I appropriate? Distribute कब करते जब profit होता है कुछ तब ना, right? So here we have this condition. So no IOC, 0 IOC, nothing, and there is no loss as well. Just the break-even point. Yes, in economics you've done that. Just covering up the basic costs, earning that much revenue, right? Okay, then the case 5. Now you must be thinking, now what case? We have done exhausted. We have done from profits more than appropriation, profits less than appropriation, and no profit at all. Now what? Of course there's loss. Loss can also happen, right? But before that, we move to case 5, which says we tweak the sum a little. Deed provides, which deed? The partnership deed. The partners have agreed as partners are to be allowed IOC even in case of a loss. Okay, that means IOC is now a charge against profit. So nothing depends on whether I have profits or not, sufficient or not, loss, anything. I have to give interest on capital irrespective of whether we are earning a profit or running into a loss. Profit for the year is 12,000. Okay, let's take, given this situation, IOC is a charge, profit for the year is 12,000. Sorry. Now you tell me how much is interest on capital, that remains the same. IOC is 24. So I have to subtract from 12, which is my net profit, IOC 24,000. So obviously it will result into a loss of 12,000. This will be distributed in the profit sharing ratio among the partners. Yes. So basically, your PL account will look like this. Why PL account? Why am I talking about PL, not PL appropriation? Because it's a charge against profit. What? IOC. Obviously, I will debit the PL account. How much do I have profit already? 12,000. This is by the profit brought down here for the year, 12,000 I have. And I am charging to my profit and loss account to IOC 24,000. This is the closing entry for IOC. I ultimately land up into a net loss of 12,000 by partners capital A, B, C. Obviously, I will not open the PL appropriation account. This 12,000 loss has to be distributed in which ratio? The profit sharing ratio, that is the loss sharing ratio as well. So 3:2:1, it will be distributed as 5, 4, no, sorry, 3:2:1. Just let me quickly calculate that. It comes to 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. Yes. This is the ratio 3:2:1. The loss will be distributed as this. What are the journal entries? So here, I hope you've got this. There's no PL appropriation account. Whatever is happening is in the PL account. The profit was there for the year 12,000. I debited IOC because I have to provide it as a charge. I have to give entire 24. I cannot stop at 12. 24,000. So ultimately debit side becomes heavier. So it results into a net loss of 12,000, which has to be distributed to the partners in their profit sharing ratio. So here the journal entries, if you're asked journal entries instead of the account, please take down the account. So journal entry will be first. Interest on capital, we are giving 24,000 to A, to B, to C, entire 10, 8 and 6. We close interest on capital by debiting profit and loss account 24,000, and lastly to distribute the loss from this account, PL account debit the net loss, A's capital, B's capital, C's capital, the loss. We credit the PL account with 12,000 because that is the loss. Any loss will be debited to partners' capital accounts. So we had got 6, 4 and 2, and that's how we close PL account. So clear with the journal and the ledger, everything? Okay. So next case 6. Let's read. Case 6. The same provision continues. Deed provides partners are to be allowed interest even in case of a loss. So we are having it as a charge. But the difference is instead of profit, I have a loss here. Loss of 12,000. I am already running into a loss of 12,000. Can I still provide interest on capital? Yes, my deed says please allow interest on capital to my partners because they want it like that. Okay, so what will happen in this case? 12,000, a loss. It increases with the debit of IOC. I have to give the entire 24. So now the loss increases to 36,000. Clear? So this results into a net loss of 36,000. This loss has to be distributed to partners. So if I distribute in the ratio 3:2:1, I get 18,000, 12,000, 6,000. Okay? This is how we distribute. The same thing. How will your PL account look? Your profit and loss account. There is no PL appropriation in this case because the loss. Loss meaning debit side heavy, 12,000 here. To loss being brought down from the other balances. We don't have the other things. So it's straight away 12,000 we start with, and we debit further IOC 24,000. So it is 36,000 you see on the debit side. This will be distributed to partners capital A, B and C as 18,000, 12,000, 6,000, 36,000. It closes. Done. So how did you like it, children? I hope a lot of queries would have been crushed properly. No more doubt regarding what to do in case of what. Okay, the provisions of deed, profit, loss, appropriation or charge, everything related to IOC is covered here. Thank you so much for watching, and please do feel free and rather oblige me by sending comments and your feedback, valuable feedback. Thank you. Signing off from Accounts is Easy. Yeah, this is for E. Easy. Bye.